So Heather recanted on why she actually has to move. First, she said it was my fault that she was seeing me everywhere she looked and I was following her everywhere. She took down that video and now says it's because she has no heat or water. Well, that usually happens because you don't pay your bills. That you don't pay your bills, you get shut off. That doesn't surprise me with Heather. I mean, she's been showing off all these Legos. She's been talking about all this bird seed. I mean, all kinds of stupid stuff, right? Heather, pay your bills first. Come on. That's what I always do every month. I pay my bills first. I learned not to trust anyone to pay my bills after being married to LaMonte. LaMonte tells me, oh, trust me, put it in my name. I'll pay your bills every month. I'll make sure that they're paid. We're married. Don't worry about it. Then as soon as we're divorced and he moves out, he shuts off all my electricity or all of my utilities. Yeah. It was a ploy to force me out of my house. So until I got help to get everything turned back on, I was forced to sit in cold and dark, no water. And he had let the furnace go to shit. The VA did help me get everything turned back on after they found out he lied about my house being torn down. And I got help getting my furnace replaced. It was a rough couple of years, that's for sure. Once I finally got a job, once he was out of my life, it took another year before I could get a car because I had to save up for taxes. And believe me, he was pissed about me getting another car. This was after he stole my van and sold it. It was rough. It was real rough. It was rough on the kids, too. But I have never had my utilities turned off since because I've trusted nobody else. Now, recently, I had a problem with my bank starting to skim me. What happened was they would wait to post my debits. And I would not know until it was too late. They started this practice about 6 months ago. It all came to a head this last month. They did not post my gas payment until 3 days later. And it put me in the negative over $400. This is known as bank skimming. I started doing some networking and researching discovered I was far from the only one Star has been doing this to. There's hundreds of other people. And a lot of people have been walking away from Star. They want to continue as a bank. They better figure out who's doing it. I tried to call customer solutions, and they actually blame me for making my first Temu purchase for $15. I was like, $15? That's going to put me in the negative $400. I don't think so. So it was just excuses on their part. I left the bank. I was with them for 15 years. And the problems only began 6 months ago. So they just don't want to admit that they've got a problem somewhere. But what they do is they don't post your debits until it's too late so that they get a larger cut of your check the next month when they realize that you have a deposit coming in the next month. Usually for me, it was only about $100 to $150. This time, they hit me for over $400. I was like, no, that's too much. So they lost me. I'm not saying who I went to. But after doing my networking and research, I discovered I was far from the only person. There's been hundreds of others. That's a lot of bank skimming. I shudder to think how much has been stolen from people. Especially in this hard day and age and economy. When people need money as much as they can. $400 is a quarter of my money. No. Yeah, I paid my gas bill on the 2nd. They didn't post it for several days. They used to be Johnny on the spot and posting my utilities immediately. So they've got someone who's not doing their job. And when I was talking to customer solutions, they even threatened to send that payment back to the gas company and have my gas shut off. I was like, hell no, you're not. Especially not in the middle of winter. I said, I paid that bill. Just because you got someone stealing within the bank doesn't mean you're going to have my gas shut off. So, no. I said, I remember exactly where I was when I paid that bill. We were sitting at breakfast, and I paid my phone, or my bill via over my phone on the 2nd of January. It was the second bill I paid after AEP. So, yeah, it's ridiculous. Heather, pay your bills. Then you won't be sitting in the dark and cold.